What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with Worsh. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the greatest performance-enhancing drugs known to man. And no, I am not talking about steroids. Drum roll, please. It's the sauna. Bet you weren't guessing that. Yeah. Now, this is all thanks to a small little protein called a heat shock protein. But before we get into that, I want to share with you guys what hormesis is. It's our body's response to stressors. So things like physical exercise, working out is actually stressful for our body. But the response to working out is that our body is stressed. It builds more muscle to prepare for that activity the next time it comes around. Now, the same can go for eating foods like kale or drinking things like green tea. Now, although they're really healthy for us, the polyphenols in green tea actually aggravate our body. It's a stressor on our body. But the response that we have to that stress, all the genes that turn on and the hormones that are released in order to counteract that, is actually beneficial to us. That's what's allowed us to evolve and adapt over the years and have some of these things not actually kill us, but actually make us stronger. Ever heard the reference, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? That's basically hormesis in science. So now that we got that covered, let's dive into some of the benefits of sauna use, as well as the duration, doses, and also some of the mild performance enhancing benefits of the sauna. So let's get into it. A study published in JAMA International Medicine of 2015 found that sauna use was associated with longevity. The study recruited over 2,000 middle-aged men in Finland and compared frequency of sauna use with sudden cardiac death, fatal coronary heart disease, fatal cardiovascular disease, and all-cause mortality, including cancer, over the course of 20 years. Now, in the study, they had participants go in the sauna 2 to 3 days a week and found that they had a 24% reduction in all-cause mortality. Those of which that were in the sauna 4 to 7 days a week had a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality. That's heart disease, cancer, stroke, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia. It's crazy. Just by getting your body hot, we can actually improve the longevity of our life. Now, the reason why we're seeing such good benefits from the sauna is because it mimics a lot of what we would get from cardiovascular exercise or getting outside and running. And that's because as our core body temperature increases, so does our heart rate. So it mimics a lot of the same things that you'd be doing if you were running. And that's what's so great about stressing your body in the sauna is as we increase our core body temperature, your heart rate could jack up as high as 150 beats per minute. That's like some pretty vigorous or moderate intensity running that you'd be doing outside, but you're just sitting and enjoying the nice heat. Well, it might actually be pretty hot in there, but now you're probably thinking, well, this sounds pretty stressful on my heart. I don't know if this would be a good idea for somebody that's a little bit older. No, it's actually making your heart stronger. Just like I said, working out is stressful on the body. Your body produces muscles to then prepare for that exercise again. Your heart works in the same way. It's just a muscle in your body. So if you go into the sauna or you go for a run, that benefit you would see from going for a run is very similar. So you'd be increasing your heart rate and your heart actually has to do less work than it would normally do otherwise. So it has to pump less vigorously to get rich blood that's heavily oxygenated to your brain and muscle tissue. Therefore, by using the sauna and exercise, you're able to actually be younger than your physical age. So you might be 40 years old, but you have that of like the biomarkers of a 30-year-old. And as we age, it's more and more important. FOXO3 or IGF-1, which is the human growth hormone, is associated with muscle density or how much muscle you have on your body, as well as longevity. So getting the sauna use is actually correlated with living a longer life. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do they look at this? Well, what they've done is they've looked at centurions, people that have lived 100 years. And they've done some blood work on these people and studied their genetics. And what they've found is that centurions have a 2.7-fold increase of FOXO3 in their body compared to people that don't live as long as centurions. So we've used that now as a biomarker to look at how long we're going to live based on our genetic expression. And the sauna use is benefiting us in that case. So now what is FOXO3? Well, FOXO3 is actually the master regulator of DNA repair, autophagy, immune function, antioxidant productions, all these important things in our body that keep us young, healthy, and vibrant. So it's a really good idea to protect this, which goes back to the importance of sauna use. Now, what they found is that the participants that used the sauna 2 to 3 days a week had effects that were lasting 48 hours after each use. So you don't have to be going in there 7 days a week to get these benefits. It's just not going to be as great as those that do participate 7 days a week. So keep that in mind. Dose is dependent, or the benefits are dependent on the dose. So now that we've talked about longevity, the aging factors in our body, now let's talk about the performance enhancing benefits of sauna use. They found that men that were using the sauna 4 to 7 days a week post workout, that's 20 to 30 minutes with a temperature of 176 degrees Fahrenheit, had a 16-fold increase in human growth hormone after 3 days of use. That is insane for a performance enhancing drug. Now, instead of injecting it in your butt like a lot of these pro athletes might be doing to just become Jack City, you can do that just by sitting in a hot box for 20 to 30 minutes after your workouts. Now that is before you ingest any protein or anything like that, because that can actually affect human growth hormone production or protein synthesis. So hold off on any protein shakes, BCAAs, or anything like that until afterwards. Now, diving into the benefits of sauna use when it comes to 3 different biomarkers. We have heat shock proteins, human growth hormone, and insulin production. These are critical for us building lean muscle mass and then also preventing us from atrophying. So if you're injured, like for me, I had a bad knee injury recently and couldn't actually go into the gym and lift. And in order to stave off any atrophy or loss of muscle mass that I had gained in the gym, I was going in the sauna every single day versus going in and working out. The reason behind that is because we actually can reduce the amount of atrophy in the muscles just by using the sauna, and that's thanks to those heat shock proteins. So another plus for sauna use. Now, not all gains in the gym have to be physical ones. They could also be mental gains as well. One study showed that men that stayed in the sauna that was heated to 80 degrees Celsius until subjective exhaustion increased norepinephrine by 310%, had a 10-fold increase in prolactin, and actually modestly decreased cortisol. Similarly, in another study, women that spent 20-minute sessions in a dry sauna twice a week had a 86% increase in norepinephrine and a 510% increase in prolactin after the session. Now, norepinephrine is responsible for memory and focus, while prolactin is associated with speed and efficiency of brain function, as well as protecting the brain from damage or cell damage. So now that we've talked about longevity, we've seen some of the improvements from a human growth hormone standpoint, insulin sensitivity improvements, as well as cognitive improvements, not to mention the 40% reduction in all-cause mortality from things like cancer and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, heart disease. Now we're getting into more of like the hormones that are released, which brings me to my last benefit of the sauna use, which is endorphins. The endorphin rush after the gym is amazing. It feels so good. And you guys might be familiar with this. It's also known as the runner's high for those of you that get out and run for any duration longer than 40 minutes at a certain intensity. You've felt this before, and it feels so good. A comet could hit your car and you're like, it's whatever, it's no big deal. And that's because of this other hormone that's released in your body when you work out really intense or you have a long sauna session, is dynorphin. And that's the feeling of like, really like you're kind of sick, like it was really intense, your body just feels beat up from the workout itself. That's the dynorphin. And the spike in dynorphin makes you more sensitive to the endorphins afterwards. So simple pleasures after the sauna session will feel a little bit heightened as well. So if you're eating a meal after that, maybe enjoying a conversation with a loved one, it could be sex, or it could be just indulging in some things like video games, for me, are that much more enjoyable after a session of sauna. Not to mention you feel extremely relaxed, and the drop in core body temperature actually sets you up for a really great night of sleep. There you have it, guys. There's the benefits using the sauna. If you guys aren't using it, you need to start today. Remember, 20 to 30 minute sessions, 3 to 4 days a week is going to give you the minimum benefits. 4 to 7 days a week is going to give you the optimal benefits. So get out there, get hot, start sweating, push the envelope. Trust me, you will feel 10 times better. Not to mention you will look better after a couple of weeks of doing this in conjunction with exercise. Yeah, let's get it. Sauna use, baby. Woo! All right, right, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's video. Thank you for joining me in another episode of Wednesdays with Worsh. If you like this content, go ahead and like it. If you wanna see more great content like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification next to it. That'll notify you every time I release new content every Wednesday. And if you guys wanna share this with other people, throw in a hashtag if you guys are using the Sauna, hashtag Wednesdays with Worsh. That's gonna be the thing moving forward. All right, now before I let you guys go, I'm gonna leave you with some words of wisdom. This week's quote of the week is coming at us from Socrates. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Thank you, Socrates, for those words of wisdom. I love you guys. Be healthy, be active, and be yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.